Are you holding back from getting the help that you need? Now, after leaving my corporate career and embarking in my own business as a coach and later as a transformational therapist, a facilitator, and a trainer, I had to make some really huge shifts, from receiving a regular paycheck to generating consistent revenue by offering services and programs that help individuals and groups to thrive. So in the beginning of that journey, even though I'd been a senior leader and a business owner, and I really thought I knew a lot, like heaps actually, I realized that there was so much that I didn't know about entrepreneurial success in the type of business that I was going into. And I began to realize that I would actually have to invest a good deal of time, money, and effort into getting the outside help I needed to be successful, including receiving, stuff around marketing, social media, virtual assistants, branding, web development, all that kind of stuff. And over the past 5 years, I have to admit that I've often resisted and I've waited too long to get the support that I actually need. And sometimes the results have actually been quite disastrous. So I'd often give myself heaps of reasons why I didn't really need the help or why I could figure it out on my own. But in the end, it became really crystal clear that if I didn't get the necessary assistance, that my business would die on the vine really quite quickly. And in working with thousands of professionals from around the world in lots of different capacities, I've heard virtually every reason that you can imagine why people won't move forward or get the help that they need from outside of themselves. And while some of these reasons are really obvious, which would be things like money, time, effort, many of these excuses and reasons are outside of a lot of people's awareness, meaning that they actually really have no real idea what the real reasons are behind their reluctance and fear to get support. So, to learn about the top reasons why we don't invest in our own growth or obtain the help that we need when we know it's crucial for us, there was an informal survey on LinkedIn and it was conducted by a senior Forbes contributor and it was done in 2018. And the question that was asked, and it's a really great question in actual fact, the question that was asked was, please share the one top reason that you elect not to invest either time or money in getting outside help, coaching, consulting, advice, training, and other support when you know you must. And if you don't get the help that you need, what do you believe the consequences will be? So after analysing the feedback, they found that the comments often mirrored exactly what I'd heard over the years. And what emerged was a reflection of the top 8 reasons that people most frequently give to themselves and to others as for not moving forward and investing in a wide variety of outside support when they know that they need it. So the top 8 reasons are money, cost, or investment is the first one. So money, cost, and financial investment are the top reason that people give for not getting help. They either don't have the funds to invest or they've got the money, but they're worried about the return on their investment or the lack of guarantee on the money that they're about to spend and what it will ultimately cost them to get that assistance. So while this is an absolutely legitimate concern for many, I've also seen that when we dig deeper and uncover the core beliefs, there are numerous subconscious fears and worries that underlie the money concern that keep people from moving forward. So often individuals suffer from a deep-rooted worthiness problem, and they lack the self-esteem, confidence, and internal commitment necessary to move forward towards their highest goals and dreams. The second thing is the time or the timing. So that is the second most frequent reason that I hear for why people don't obtain outside help is the time investment. It seems too great, or the timing feels off because they have other commitments or obligations or responsibilities, projects, demands, that kind of stuff. And it makes it feel too hard to commit to getting help. The third is an inability to be able to tell the good from the bad. So many people have shared that there is too much out there in the world today that is fake and false. There are unethical people claiming to be experts who actually know nothing about what they're offering, and others who are just trying to take money but don't have the ability to help people at the level which they need. So many respondents share that they do not feel that they're equipped to discern credible experts from those who can't deliver on their promises. So just because someone has a really slick website or social media campaign, it doesn't actually mean that they have expertise. And that is absolutely correct. I witness this daily in my own field as well. Absolutely. Scores of people who look really, really good online, and they're pretending to have great experience and capabilities to support positive growth in others, but in reality, they don't. So this is a legitimate concern. So look for people who actually guarantee their results, because people who guarantee their results are confident in their ability to get their results, which means they probably can. So the fourth one is that there's no trust or faith in the outcome, and this is linked to number 3. So the fourth reason for not getting help is that people have grown intensively skeptical of promises made by service providers. And I think this is a result of the internet. So their trust or their faith in the idea that there will be positive outcomes has kind of been eroded away. For some, it's actually been really shattered by past experiences. And people will say things like, I've been burnt really badly in the past, or because the promises may seem too good to be true. So one respondent actually shared, I'm looking for a map to how these people will help me and the methodologies they'll be teaching and using, but I'm not seeing it. So people want to be shown exactly how this outside helper will support their goals. And they're actually concerned that the investment simply won't pay off and that they're actually going to get ripped off. The fifth reason that people don't seek help is their pride, because they believe that they should know this themselves or know how to do it themselves. So this reason revolves around an inner belief that we should not need any help to be successful, and that asking for help is weak or it reveals vulnerability for us. So often this mindset is rooted in a person's programming that they receive in childhood, where parents or other authority figures instilled in the child that, it was misguided and it was a damaging notion that we should rely on ourselves only. And that admitting to needing help is admitting to failure, or it's admitting some level of weakness. So number 6 is not knowing where to begin to look. So I've seen this reason is responsible for holding many people back from finding the right therapist, the right mental health provider, the right coach, many other critical personnel and professional resources that they actually really need, mentors, external supervisors, whatever it may be. So often simply we don't know where to begin to look. If we're looking for a great therapist, for instance, or to find a reliable, trustworthy financial consultant or a lawyer, a mediator, a doctor, anything like that, the seriousness of our problems coupled with our overwhelm at where to begin to find good help can keep us paralyzed, and we end up actually doing nothing. Number 7 is that the goals of the outside helper aren't actually aligned with our own goals, like they're not congruent. So I've actually experienced this reason myself numerous times, whereby the goals that I've wanted to achieve in my business and work life didn't seem to be meshing with the goals of the top experts and what they said that I should want. So in other words, outside help often promotes certain practices that experts say are the right way, when in the end, these practices can feel really quite wrong and out of sync with our own values, needs, and desires. So number 8 is a relentless feeling of incompetency or inadequacy. Now, this reason, it could be a deep and chronic feeling of incompetency and inadequacy. And it keeps people from asking for help because they're embarrassed or ashamed about where they actually really are. They don't have the confidence to believe that they can act effectively on the advice that they're given. So this feeling of inadequacy prevents individuals from admitting outwardly that they need help, and it stops them from finding brave to go out and get it. So deep down, for these people, they often feel flawed somehow. I've had this experience myself, for a lot of my life, that they should be doing much better in their life and their business. And it's too painful and humiliating to admit how much trouble they're actually facing. So sadly, that feeling of inadequacy can keep us from getting the very help that we need to shift and improve our situation. So what are the consequences of not actually getting the help that you need? Now, I have lived with this, as have hundreds of people that I've spoken to. So waiting too long to get help can mean that we lose absolutely everything that we've worked so hard for, or we make matters infinitely harder for ourselves. So when people are asked, what do you think are the repercussions of not getting the help that you need? Virtually every single respondent shared this: I am missing out on the success, growth, and improvement that I could be experiencing. So, if any of those reasons strike a chord with you and that you know that outside help is necessary to improve your situation, I really, really hope that you muster the bravery to dig deep and address what is standing in your way to getting help. Embrace the fact that we all need help at one time or another. That's the universal human condition. It's a very wise and empowered person who can face his or her challenges bravely and ask for help. So that is my intention for you, that if you need help, that you have the courage, the strength, and the bravery to seek it. Have a great day.